Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 16th to the 31st, 2023 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out immensely, especially because of the break I had to take because of family illnesses. So, thank you so much for getting me recognized again by the YouTube algorithm. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I adore you all. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Ooh, well, that's a good one to be mindful of. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands reverse. We're really distancing ourselves from petty gossip, pettiness, fighting. We don't want to be a part of it anymore, Aries. We didn't really want to be a part of it in the beginning. We could really feel that we were pulled into something, or tempers started to flare with something that started out really nice and homogeneous, and then it just moved into chaos and fighting and pettiness. And we're moving away from that. And we're moving away also from that energy. So you might find that certain people who might be a little bit more combative than we want in our lives are staying away. We could be like, oh, well, I haven't talked to them or I haven't seen them for a while. Your energies are different. And that can be a really cool thing, just to see how it's going to affect even the media that you're moving towards, like the movies that you watch, the books that you read, the music that you listen to, that type of thing. It's all going to move towards a calmer, more peaceful place within ourselves. So let's see what spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. And here we have imagine reverse. So what we're being told to do is very much imagine what we desire and want. And we see here we have a princess with a cat at her feet. And it can be that we've moved away from what we had once imagined we would be or how we thought things were, but also just the simple art of imagining. Because life changes. We have goals, we have dreams, we have certain things set. And then we realize, you know what, that doesn't work for me, or I don't want that, or you know what, I'm having trouble, achieving it this way. How about this way? How about a different way? So here, just embracing our own imagination and giving us time to create within our minds, to think outside of the box, to just be creative, imagine within ourselves, that's going to be so healing for us, because it's almost like we stopped doing that. We stopped imagining, we stopped having fun, we stopped truly connecting with us, with our own spirit, with the reason why we're here on this earth. And so it's going to be a very big thing for us, again, to imagine and to step forward into that imagining energy. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. Okay, so it's very interesting is that certain things that we had going in and out, and it can even be like communications and emails and things like that, they're going to start kind of slowing down during this time. Now, it can be because the weather's getting nicer and people are going out, but it can also be that certain things need to be looked at differently. Contracts need to be signed, and I would highly recommend the 12th and 19th video for this, because this would be during the time, of course, of the 19th. That'd be an excellent time for signing contracts. Okay. Because, yeah. So just to know during this time that we might have seen things, might have seen really quick communications or things moving back and forth, moving back and forth. That's going to be slowing down. And we can think, oh, is there something wrong? No, not as long as we keep on top of things, make sure that, our doors are still opened. But yeah, we're just going to see things slowing down in a way that lets us gather information more and be more steady on our feet. We can also be a bit afraid of taking chances, kind of, sitting there and saying, well, I'm going to go after this, or I'm going to go after that, or I want to do this, I want to do that. Don't put too much on your plate. It will be very easy to put too much on your plate and to get overwhelmed. This is a time where it's like, look at what you've already gathered, look at what you already have. And then once you're done with that, once you've, completed what you have on your plate, then you move forward. Then you move forward from there. So this is also very much a warning, don't take on too much, because it's going to be very easy to say, oh, I'll just do this and I'll do that. And yeah, of course. And we'll say yes to a lot of things. And we can really see things, moving forward, kind of like a steam engine, chugging along very nicely, very succinctly. But we're going to see things starting to lose steam, lose momentum, because Spirit is trying to get us to focus on what we have right now. With the Page of Swords reversed, this is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This can be very immature energy. Okay, there can be messages that come from these people that you sit there and think, like, what was this written by a 12-year-old? What is going on here? Type of thing. There could be childish behavior, cutting words, or things that are said rather offhandedly that the person doesn't think is a big deal, but can be very scarring to us. So just be aware of that. This is a person who talks without thinking. We can also find it more challenging during this time to simply memorize things. Okay. And I know that sounds like a funny thing to say, but we can find that we lose papers. We can find that, our instant recall isn't, what it was. So we have to write notes in our phone. If that would be the best thing to do, like keep it in a file that's easy to pull up on our phone. But we can even find that maybe those files don't always open, or we label something, think it was saved one place and it's saved another place. Just know that those type of little annoyances can come forward during this time. And also that there can be little miscommunications, little things. I mean, we're still coming out of a Mercury retrograde, right? We're in the post Mercury retrograde shadow period. Yeah, and little notes can be lost, little ideas can be missing, little things can just not be followed through on. So just be aware of that during this time. It can be frustrating. I see it more, it can be around work, but it can also be around appointments that we have or things that we need to get done. But it's very much in a sense of the way that we're connecting with the outside world. So just know that here, if you have a child or you have somebody in your life who's an air sign energy, right, or you have a lot of air in your chart, this can be a time where people just act a little bit childish. You're sitting there, you're like, did you think before you talked, like, or spoke? Did you like mean to be hurtful? And they could have a hard time keeping track on things. They could be overly forgetful during this time, or, you know, lose their work from their backpack, that you put it in a special folder to, school, or to, wherever they are going. So just be aware of that. With the Chariot reversed, this is Cancer energy. So this is a time frame of June 21st to July 22nd. We can see things that we had, kind of planned for that time. They can go a little bit topsy-turvy, or emotions can take over and things can be very like reactionary based. So if you have anything planned for that time, you might find that people say, well, you never listen to my opinion, or, that's just not what I'm saying here, type of thing. And you're thinking, why are you having such a big reaction to this? It's not that big a deal. But there's just some sort of raw emotion around that time period for you. So just be mindful, even when we step into Cancer time period, it's just going to be a little bit of a more raw, more open time for some of us Aries. For others, we're going to be perfectly fine because, this is a general reading. But right here, there can also be a sense that emotions can take over, right? They can override the way that we want to move forward, what we're going after. Mamanin, the god of the sea, this can be, like in the stories, this can be a time where, you lose your temper and there's a tidal wave, like a tidal wave of emotion comes and you just feel completely on edge, or you can feel, kind of like everything's too close to the surface. I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes when my emotions are too raw, it's like everything is right at the surface, and every touch, every word, everything is just so much more intense than I needed it to be, all right? Or than it needed to be. Now, with the Page of Wands, what is really interesting is that during this time, we have the two pages here with, notes in their hands. So here with the Page of Wands, this is us. We're represented by the wands in the minor arcana. We're in the upright position. So we're fantastic at learning during this time. We might have to write things down, right? We might have to double check things, but we're fantastic at learning on taking on new projects and looking at things in a different light. That's why Spirit is saying, we're taking on new projects. We'll have that youthful enthusiasm. Of course I can do this. Of course I can do that. Spirit's like, hold on, don't be too quick, because emotionally we can become very overwhelmed. Logically we can say, I know I can do this, I know I can do that, I know I can have these strict time frames and get everything done and get everything rolling. That's great. But but it can take its toll on us. We can become too rigid, or we need to have more flexibility within ourselves, within our mind, to really be able to create and cultivate what we need, what we want, and what we desire. So just be aware of that. There's a sense here that we can really be like a rabbit, right? Moving so fast, so fast, so fast, and then frozen. Things can overwhelm us, and then we can just freeze. And then we'll get mad at ourselves. Oh my gosh, I messed up this time. I only have this amount of time. This time period is only from the 16th to the 31st, and I'm missing days. What the heck is wrong with me? Don't be so harsh on yourself. Be calmer, be more centered, be more positive within you. You're going to see that you really move forward in a terrific way because of this. But with the Page of Wands, there is a passion to you. There's an instinctive curiosity. You kind of want to dive deeper into things, look at things in a different way, know about things more. Now, with the Strength card reverse, this is Leo energy. Now, we can be having, just to be really kind of straightforward with this, we can be having problems with the Cancer, and we can be having problems with the Leo during this time. But there's also a sense here of a lack of teamwork. And we can see that here with the energy that we're walking away from pettiness. Like, we're walking away from a lack of teamwork, a lack of coming together, a lack of feeling included. There is also an energy here of might equals right, right? I can demand that this be done. I can demand that that be done. The temper can be bad, right? In ourselves or in others, because it's just a way of either avoiding emotions, that could be one of them, or, just having nobody bother us and having us kind of assured that we're listened to, or that, nobody, yeah, nobody. I just see this as somebody's defense mechanism of, if I'm crabby, if I'm snippy, if I'm this, if I'm that, then I don't get questioned, or people won't call me out as much. And it could be personal for us. It can be, to be a bit blunt about it, because Spirit is always rather blunt. But it can also be our dealings with another person that we're like, why are you so upset, or where the heck is this coming from, or I just thought we were talking. Like, what the heck are you? Why are you losing your temper? And it's because it's their walls being put up. There could be an insecurity here that they just don't want to deal with right now. It's not our job to make them deal with it, but it can help in not taking this so personally, or not thinking, oh my gosh, it's something that we've done. Because, like a child energy, right? Children can be rather narcissistic, because their whole world is all about them. It's all about them. And then you grow and you develop and you learn how to interact and take things on with other people. But we can, during this time, really feel like, oh my gosh, it's my fault. Oh my gosh, look what I did wrong. And then we'll take that in like a child does. And it becomes part of our narrative, or it can speak to wounds that we had as children, or, coping mechanisms that we adapted as children. And we're like, oh wow, now I did this wrong again. Like, I can't believe I did this wrong again. Don't do that to yourself. There is a lesson to be learned around temper. Okay. The person that you're facing, and if this is ourselves, we can find that we can have a hair trigger. We need to step back, and we need to, we need to meet our anger with love. It's kind of like a raging fire, because we're fire sign energy. If you meet it with a cool, steady stream, it doesn't rage anymore. And that can be a beautiful thing. So here, if we even just meditate on that with visualizing a stream, running through us, cleansing us, grounding us, getting rid of all that excess energy that we just don't need in our bodies, to balance our chi, to balance ourselves, to help move us forward, that can be extraordinary. That really can be. And with others, if we want to do that meditation with other people, like, that person is being super angry, and we're like, I'm not getting involved in this, petty chaos, and we just visualize ourselves being a stream, we can find that we reject their anger, right? We reject their ferocity. It's very much like the Buddha said, I don't need to accept, or Buddha or Dalai Lama, I don't remember. I don't need to accept your anger. It's a gift, and I'm not taking it. And I thought that was the most extraordinary thing. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Nine of Cups reversed. There's a sense of not getting a wish that we have, like an instantaneous wish, a wish that we'll see in real life rather quickly. And we can really feel like, I'm forgotten. It just doesn't work out for me. And we don't see all the other wishes divinity has granted us, all the other blessings, luck, beauty that has followed us. And this is a time where we need to step into that beautiful energy. Okay. And this can also be a time where we find it hard to show up at the table for ourselves, meaning we find it hard to celebrate ourselves, show up for ourselves, advocate for ourselves. So be aware of this. Our subconscious message from spirit is inspired. Lack of imagination, lack of inspiration, it could just feel rather mundane. It's the same thing day in, day out. It's overwhelming. It's, chaotic. How do I move forward? So here with inspire, it's like go and seek out inspiration. Let yourself embrace wonderment. See where it leads you. See how it guides you, because you'll be surprised. It brings us then to the star card. Oh, look at that. So the Nine of Wands reversed is very much a letting go of worry. But the star card can also be bigger wishes that we just don't see coming true. This can also be, having a bit of a difficult time with an Aquarius. But there is a sense of even wishes that we set out in January and February, January 20th to February 18th. But this can be like at the beginning of the year, right? Where we thought, oh, I want this and I'll do that. And it's a deep wish of mine. And things are taking a different turn or slowing down. And we can really feel like just forgotten or just like we don't matter. You do matter. You do matter. So don't let doubt, fear, hurt, pain, setbacks hold you back from where you want to be, or let your heart be cased in anger, because there's a real sense of moving forward towards so much more. But this is a time where we need to look at what we have right now and get that inspiration back, get that imagination back, take that time for us and ground us and look at things in a new way. Our childlike enthusiasm, our ability to make connections that we just didn't see before, that's going to be our main superpower during this time. And everything else can just be noise. All right. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Have a fantastic end of May. Bye.